Hi friends, it's your pal Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to continue my journey to the Runehammer store. So what is the Runehammer store? I'm incredibly fortunate. I'm a huge index card RPG fan. I'm a fan of Runehammer, the company that makes index card RPG. Brandish Gilhelm is the main driver, but I'm just a huge fan of everything they make. And I own most physical product that they've ever printed. But Brandish Gilhelm, the main driver for Index Card RPG, the primary artist, the primary designer, also key for Crown and Skull, just a titan in tabletop role-playing game design. I would say specifically in minimalist TTRPG design. He owns a Philadelphia physical FLGS, which is the only way I can explain this is imagine if you were a music fan and Elvis opened a chicken shop near you and you were like, well, I'm hungry and I'd like a chicken sandwich, but Elvis is there. And you're like, so I keep going to this shop and this isn't special to the Runehammer shop. If I go into any FLGS, first of all, there are no chain FLGSs in the world. There are literally none, right? There are no friendly local game shop chains. There literally are none, right? So they're all like an independent shop, a small shop, right? And so when I go there, I'm going to buy something. And so I do the same thing here. Like when I go, I'm going to buy something. But also, the biggest thing that I'm really excited about is just talking to Brandish Gilhelm. Now, there's no guarantee that he's going to be there when I go there, because he could be at a convention, he could be somewhere else, but he spends a lot of his time there, right? And so I went and I played in the Dungeons and Dragons train heist on June 25th with Katie, right? And when I was there, we had a break in the game, and I came out, and I was, and they have all these beautiful books on the shelves. It's a TTRPG shop, right? They also do a lot with miniatures, really beautifully stunning miniatures that they have their own line of miniatures. It's really wild. It's gorgeous, and so there's just so many cool things in the shop. But they had this discount table near the door, right? And it was just like ephemera they had picked up here and there. And in there was the Marvel Multiverse RPG X-Men expansion. Now, I absolutely love the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game, but my season with it kind of ended, right? I haven't been actively running it. I've been running other things, right? Running more Dungeons and Dragons recently, right? And so, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's a physical hardback. And on their discount table, this thing had clearly fallen off the shelf, and the spine was a little tattered just near the top, and just minor tatters, right? Like nothing, like, right? Now, but the thing is, a lot of times when people buy, they want like mint in box, I don't really care about condition because I read the heck out of my books, and they're going to be in terrible condition within a week after I bought them anyway. So I was like, but when I went to the single session that D&D train heist with Katie, it was near the end of the night, and it was like 9:45, and they had already shut down the register, and I didn't want to be like, oh hey, I want to buy this thing, and like make the worker work harder. And I was like, so then I was like, you know what? This Saturday, when I'm off, when I have a day off, I'm going to roll up there and see if they have that book. And I was really hoping they would have it. It was like 75% off because of the cover. I came in, so it was Saturday. I got there about 11:15 a.m. in the morning, just as the shop opened, and I did that on purpose, and it was just Brandish Gilhelm there. And just manning the shop, right? And it was incredible. So I dropped $50 cash, and I got about literally half the things at the discount table I bought. So here's what I bought. I bought the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game RPG X-Men expansion for 75% off. Then I got the sci-fi and the Runehammer sci-fi anthology, which contained Bearcats, Xeno, their Xeno game, and Altered State, which is a cyberpunk game. Got that for $10. Physical print, right? Book. I got the stealth edition of Warmaker. I already own the full edition of Warmaker for $3. $3, right? Then I got Easy D6 for $10. $10. I've never owned Easy D6. Heard a lot about it. I'm really excited to own it. Hardback, D6 hardback, right? And then I got like, I think it was 15 comic books, right? And every comic book was $1, right? Like, and some of them, and it was just a weird collection of comics. I literally think it's maybe the comics that Brandish read as, like, he's an artist, right? So I think he buys stuff as reference, and then, or just to see how the artists are doing the art inside them. And so I bought literally every comic they had there for $1. And that was really cool, because it was like, well, what comics does Brandish Gilhelm get? And so he had Alien comics 1 through 5, an Alien series. There was one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic there. There was one new Absolute Wonder Woman comic there, number 8. There were 2 Bloodrick comics, number 1 and 3. And then and there was a couple other really cool, like there was Planet Death, like it just really weird esoteric picks, like just very cool, and I was just thrilled to get them, right? And they're going to go right into my collection. Every single one of them probably going to write Runehammer on the bag and board, just like incredible. So I get up and I, to check out, and he's like, "Oh, this is the Easy D6. The reason this is $10 is this is an early edition." And I was like, "Early edition?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, did they do another printing?" He's like, No. It's just an early edition, right? It's like they got a better paper later." And like, so he like, and like he knows the guys of the books he carries in his shop. It's incredible. And then I just had a absolutely wonderful, like 15-minute conversation with him. It was beautiful, right? And I got to have his time for free, and he was just chatting, man, and it was like his space and his world. And I'm really proud of him for building this FLGS, and I'm also just incredibly inspired by him, because like he has created tabletop role-playing games. He has done incredible art for tabletop role-playing games. He snuggled up against some of the biggest successes in TTRPGs. Shadow Dark would really not have existed without him, although Kelsey Young did a ton of work on that. Just incredible. I really, the only way I can explain this to you is like, if you lived in a town where Elvis opened a chicken shop, yeah, you might want a chicken sandwich, but even if you ain't hungry, you might go there just to stand next to Elvis. I still cannot believe this is in my backyard, and I'm just really thrilled. And I think I'm going to be shifting like almost all my spending dollars to trying to get books in that space. The one thing I did this time was I didn't interrupt the session with, "Hey, sign this," right? Because like I get, it's weird for me because I want everything I can get his signature on. But also, like, I don't think he wants to interact as a celebrity, although he's very good at it and he's very patient, right? And he just, in this space, he really just wants to be, holding, like, just a tabletop role-playing game fan, which is incredible. Also, he has reached a point where he has people working in the shop, and it's not all on his shoulders. 4 or 5 people have keys, and and they can hold it up when he's at a convention or when he's got a project he's got to push on. And it's just so amazing to see this incredibly bespoke super luxe TTRPG FLGS in my backyard. It's absolutely incredible. I'm really thrilled, and I'm just thrilled to share this with you. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.